Hi listeners, today a video that analyzes the current cyber war that is fought out between Russia and Ukraine. Next to a war that went from cold to hot, cyber teams on both sides of the fight have stretched their muscles. Also, hacker groups like Anonymous are adding to the fight, firing digital shots into Russia. Before I start this video is purely educational. I hope diplomacy will save the day and Russia and the European Union can peacefully coexist. That is my hope. But the reality is that a war broke out on the European continent, and I want to give you a short overview of events that happened on both sides in this conflict when we're zooming in on the ongoing cyber war. An overview. In the days leading up to the invasion by Russia, many Ukrainian government websites were either defaced or shut down by massive DDoS attacks. Also, data wiping malware was installed on government systems, rendering some of these systems useless. Russia have been doing some reconnaissance on the Ukrainian infrastructure for years, preparing for a cyber war to add mayhem in the case of a cold war that would turn hot. In the USA, the situation is closely monitored. In case the Russians decide to attack the USA, the Americans will hit back with their own cyber attacks aimed at Russia. Currently, all parties have stated that diplomacy is the only way forward. That being said, rockets still land on Ukrainian cities even during the negotiations. Cyber war is quite effective from a human toll perspective and a cost perspective. Currently, vital industries and facilities are being hacked as part of Russia's war effort. But in this stage of the battle, it's impossible to speak of an all-out cyber war. This is still possible. Then the scope of targets would include hospitals, the energy network, communications, the food supply, the finance industry, etc. Last couple of years, many countries have put up cyber attack defenses. Most notably are the United States, Russia and China. This war is being fought to challenge the American power structure and present a change in the world order. Russia has invested in a cyber army for a couple of years now. A few high-profile attacks were the SolarWinds attack at the end of 2020 and the ransomware attack on the Colonial Oil Pipeline. It's fair to say that cyber attacks will be part of wars and conflicts from now on, since the world is so connected and digitalized. This will always be part of the strategy from the early stages of any conflict until the last day of the conflict. Ukraine has underwent some cyber attacks in the last decade. To name a few high-profile attacks, the country's power grid was attacked in 2015 and 2016. Ransomware with the name NotPetya was designed for the financial system of the country. But to be fair here, the United States does the same with countries that are not on their side. Remember Iran with the Stuxnets? Currently, Ukraine has its own cyber defense army and is getting help from hacker groups all around the world, mostly from the underground. Most of them are probably not even linked to any states. These are people that we call hacktivists, that feel for Ukraine and want to help without picking up an actual weapon. Don't be fooled though, these people can do a lot of damage. Anonymous is a group that is linked to this conflict as well on the side of Ukraine, and there are various groups linked to the United States. For instance, the Equation Group, that is one of the most elite hacker groups in the world, with the ability to use zero-day vulnerabilities to their advantage. Right now the majority of hackers can be found on the Ukrainian side, since Russia can most probably only use its own cyber team. In Ukraine there are many acts of hacktivism going on, besides the government effort. Russia is seen as the aggressor and thus the bad guy. That should be defeated is the general consensus. Thanks for watching this video. If you're interested in hacking or InfoSec for that matter, please check out my channel and consider subscribing. Peace to all of you out there.